Originally, the film wasn't even set in Italy. It wasn't even set in a church. It wasn't religious at all.
Sydney, some religious horror movies center their stories in possessions, And Immaculate, it's not a possession movie, but it's very interesting for me how the subtext is how patriarchy takes ownership of women's bodies for reproduction purposes, in this case, and then how women fight back to achieve body autonomy. So I would like to know how, as a producer, you choose the horror elements to tell this story, a very specific story.
So what I love about Immaculate is there's going to be multiple themes that different people take away from it. And originally the film wasn't even set in Italy. It wasn't even set in a church. It wasn't religious at all. It was set in Ireland, and it was an all-girls boarding school, and it was very vastly different. We had to change it to be able to match my age now and be able to have a setting that people would actually buy in and believe that Sydney Sweeney could be a virgin. And the only way we thought that would work is by making me a nun. And so it's really interesting seeing different people draw like different conclusions and ideas of what this film means, with the different ideas and themes behind it.
It's a miracle. You are with child.
For me, it's an irony how some scientific advances that we call progress are used by the most conservative institutions to perpetuate control over the masses or even individuals. And I think that's happened through your character. So I would like to know, what do you think about that? How technology is used to perpetuate ideologies, or sometimes it's just for money?
Well, that's a very clever question. Thank you. I think we are actually nowadays in front of what could be a change of paradigm in our lives in terms of artificial intelligence, for example. I believe that the technology is something which is very good. We can save life because of the technology, but it always depends on how you use it. Because of internet, we can make a surgery from thousands of kilometers away, but you can also buy guns thanks to the black market in the internet. It always depends on how do we use it. Do I consider that we as human beings, as society, are using it properly? Not really, or not completely, say.
And something that I think it's amazing in this movie is how the cinematography, the production design, the score, all these elements are there to create a timeless atmosphere, because at the beginning I was confused about the time that this was occurring, it was like, this seems like decades ago or even centuries ago, but this happens today. So Sydney, I would like to know, what do you think about that? How, unfortunately, these situations, conversations are from the past, but this happens today.
Well, we wanted to make a timeless film. We wanted it to feel as if it could exist 10 years ago, whenever. And when we were looking at like the production design and the shots and the coloring, we really wanted it to just have texture and to grow with Cecilia. And I personally, I love when a film doesn't have phones in it. And I think that by showing it the way that it was, you just feel more isolated with Cecilia. So that was the thought process behind making it feel more timeless.
Shuffle. Yes, she loves.